Hi everyone, and welcome back to Art with Miss Choate. I hope you're having a wonderful week. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be inspired by apples. On that note, if you have an apple, let's go grab it. All right, back with my apple. Not gonna lie, this is a really nice looking apple. So if you don't have an apple, don't worry, you can pull up a picture of an apple. And we're gonna be doing something pretty simple with it. We're gonna be drawing the outline of our apple. And we're gonna do it multiple times in a grid. Then what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be coloring in our apples, but we're gonna have a lot of fun with the colors. We're not gonna just make it a boring red apple. So just like Storytime with Miss Nuccia, she's reading about apple pies, I thought, let's talk about apples. I love drawing them. There's so much fun things you can do with an apple. I've seen people cut it to make it into an owl. I've seen people use it as a stamp, but I don't want to waste it. I just want to look at it and appreciate it. So grab a piece of paper and a pencil and whatever kind of things you want to color with, if that's paint, color pencils, markers, and let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our grid because we're going to draw our apple multiple times. Now it's up to you how many times you want to draw it. Do you want to just divide into 3 or 6? And I can't find a ruler, so I'm going to just be using this box as my ruler. I'm lining it up with the side here. And I would recommend doing this in pencil, but if you want to draw it in marker, that's okay. I'm just going to use the same proportions over and over, lining up this line over here. I know this one's a little bit bigger, but I'm going to be okay with that. And then I'm going to divide it in half, and I'm going to eyeball half because I don't want my apples to be too small. There we go. Oh, that's okay. So now I'm going to draw my apple in each one. Now, if you don't have an apple to look at, you can go ahead and look at a picture of one. So if you are, wanting for a little more challenge, really draw what you see. So when you see it go up and then down at this angle and then curve and back down and the bumps here, draw it as realistic as you can. Okay, you're never too young to start drawing realistically and drawing really what you see. So I want you to draw light and sketchy. And we're going to draw this apple. And I have it turned to its side. This is how I'm seeing it when I'm drawing it. I'm not having it like this. I'm not drawing it from the top down. I'm drawing it from the side. I'm not rolling it around as I draw it. I'm drawing what I see. Now, if you're doing this with a younger student and they're getting a little frustrated, you can go ahead and look at a flat image of an apple because that image has already been flattened by the camera lens. So it's a lot easier to draw from a flat object rather than when you're looking in real life. It's very hard to get started this way. But my students that get started drawing real objects right away have a better time in the future, and it actually helps with your left brain, right brain, and that connection there. So I have my first apple drawn. I'm just doing the outline. So I'm going to do it again. Now, if you wanted, you could rotate it so you have a different view. So now I don't have the flat bump. Now it's a little more rounded and I can see the dip in here. So all my apples, maybe I do different views of the apple. Doesn't have to be the same each time. I'm taking my time. I'm drawing light and sketchy. I'm not getting mad at myself like I made some mistakes down here. It's really wide. I'm not going to worry about going back and erasing it because we're doing it 6 times. I'm not really worried about that. I am going to draw this where you see the stems going inside. And I'm drawing light and sketchy because we're going to go back with color once we draw all of our apples. And moving on, maybe for the next one, I'm going to draw top down. So it's almost like a circle, but it's a little irregular. It's a little flat over here. And then we got our circle here. Remember, draw what you see. Don't draw what you think you see. There's not much to that one. So let's see, what other, we could also take a bite out of it and then draw. Or we can, this way. Maybe I'll put this one over here. So now I'm going to draw, kind of almost have two circles, like one up here and one down here. And this can be a great project to talk to your students about, like your children about what different angles. I'm looking at it in bird eye view right now. I'm looking from up above. How would it look if I looked from down below? Or how would it look if I looked from the side? How does your perspective means how you're looking at it, how does that change it? So I have the top, the bottom, two sides, and you know what? I am going to take a bite out of it and draw it. So I took a bite out of it. Now I'm going to draw this side view. We're using an apple as our subject, but we're not wasting anything. I'm still going to finish eating this apple when I'm done with the video. And you're drawing what you see. Really be a scientist. Study the apple. You could even cut it open and draw the inside of the apple. You could let it sit for an hour and see. Maybe the colors will change. And the stem is coming towards me now. So it's foreshortened, which means facing me is shortened. Now I'm going to draw all the detail of this bite. You can even draw in the crevices. But we don't need to put too much detail because we're going to be adding color to this. All right, so there we go. I got my 6 different apples drawn out, and now we're going to add color. So now we're going to go ahead and start to add color to our apples. And you can go ahead and we're going to play with the colors. I'm not just going to do red apples. I'm going to do lots of different fun blending. If you were to make up a world in an apple, what colors would you do? So I'm actually going to do I'm going to follow my outline with my first color. I'm going to blend in my next color. And I'm using watercolor for this. You can use crayons, you can use markers. And I'm going to go to my next color. So you make orange with red and yellow. So I'm going to go to yellow next. I'm going to blend in my yellow. And after I have my yellow, I'm going to go to green. And how do we get the color green? We get the color green from yellow and blue. So the next color I'm going to use is going to be a blue. I'm just blending those together. Now I'm going to color in the exterior, and I'm also going to get that stem. I'm going to do orange for the stem. And I'm going to do my exterior color, a color I didn't use, so I'm going to pick purple. And I'm going to stop at the grid lines. And I could do more than one color out here, but I'm going to do one color for my exterior, for my background color. So anything behind our image, I'm calling a background. I know sometimes when I tell my students background, they want to flip their page over. But when I say background, I mean around my object. And you could finger paint this if you wanted to. There we go. Now let's move on to our next one. So maybe on my next one, I'm going to start with purple as my outline, since purple didn't get to happen over here. So since this one has a bite taken out of it, I'm going to go around just like this, and I'm going to go right here, but I'm going to leave this part empty for the next color. And I'm just simply, and I'm not worried about staying inside the lines for this, because the colors are really doing the talking. I'm going to get the stem this time because I forgot last time. Go ahead and make it a little thicker. However thick you want the lines, that's up to you. Now you make purple by blue and red. So I'm going to do blue next. I'm going to do blue right here. I'm going to try to do a little thin so I can have enough room for my next color. After blue, I'm going to do green. And do give thought to your colors. Or don't. It's up to you. Have fun with them. A little bit of green right in there. Now we make green with blue and yellow. So now I'm going to go to my yellow. I'm just finishing it off. So now for my exterior color, I think I'm going to do the color red because it hasn't been used. Going right along. And now I'm ready to move on to my next one. We're following the same principles, picking colors that blend together and doing our exterior color, a color that wasn't done in the apple. So I hope you had fun making your apple fun watercolor mixture, marker mixture. I hope you had fun creating that and exploring what your apple can hold, the different shapes it has in one simple apple. And maybe you do it to another piece of fruit in your house too and explore that, be a scientist in art. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and do go listen to Miss Nuccia story time about an apple pie. Maybe you'll make that apple into an apple pie. That sounds really good. So remember, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe so you get notified on Tuesdays and Thursdays for new videos, and leave a comment below to let me know, did you enjoy this? What would you like to see in the future? Bye!